get down.
Hey guys, I hope you liked the video you just watched. It was shot entirely on the Insta360 One R Action and 360 cameras. Around 2 months ago, I got myself the Insta360 One R 1-inch edition and the Insta360 One R Twin edition. The reason I got them is, number one, I wanted to check how good these cameras are, and number two, I wanted to see how they fared against the GoPro, considering they are the reigning kings in the action camera market. Now, for someone who's not aware of these cameras, you might think that the cameras Insta360 makes are only 360-degree cameras, which was true some time back, but now the company also makes action cameras just like the DJI Osmo Action and the GoPro Hero 9. Regardless of that, let me quickly unbox these just so you get a rough idea about what's inside and how to go about things. Okay, so this one here is the Insta360 One R Twin Edition. The reason they're called Twin Edition is because you get 2 camera lenses inside. And by the way, these are also modular cameras, which is reflected on the way they're packaged as well. This one is the 4K action camera. Here's the battery, and you put it together like this. But if you want to shoot 360-degree cameras, you can just take this one off like this and put on the 360-degree camera instead. Further, inside the box you get another mini paper box, okay, where you have the charging cable and a protective casing. This casing is where you attach the monopod or selfie stick, whichever you like. It's nothing complex, it's really simple actually. And this case also helps waterproof these cameras. Insta360 says that if you use these cameras without the casing, waterproofing does not work properly, so you need to be careful about that. Anyways, let's move on to the 1-inch edition now. Unlike the Twin edition, this one only has 1 camera inside, which is a 1-inch module designed by Leica. The process of mantling it is the same as the Twin edition. It goes like this. So you guys must be wondering what's the difference between this and the Twin edition cameras. Well, this one is the 1-inch sensor model, which is slightly expensive and better too. It comes with a better and bigger image sensor, a 1-inch sensor to be exact. Similarly, this 1-inch sensor or the 1-inch wide-angle mod sensor is designed by Leica. In terms of videos, this 1-inch sensor model can go up to 5.3K at 30 FPS, while this 4K wide-angle mod can only go up to 4K at 60 FPS. As for other differences, I will state them in the due process of this video, so make sure to stick till the end. Now let's get into how these cameras operate, and if you are somewhat of a new person in the world of action cameras like me, let me tell you that operating these cameras is going to be really easy. However, I have to tell you that if you are setting these up for the first time, it can be a bit of a pain. You need to put in the serial number and then you need to calibrate it. So if you're not very tech friendly, it can be a bit challenging at first. But then once you get through all that, like I said earlier, it's a piece of cake. Now, since this is a camera review, it's best if I went outside and showed you exactly what these cameras are capable of. To note, the right one is the footage from the 1-inch mod, while the one on the left is the 4K mod. Evidently, the 1-inch sensor is wider as it is a 14.4mm equivalent, while the 4K sensor is 16.4mm. In both these cameras, you can choose between ultra wide angle, linear and narrow modes, whichever you think fits your perspective. Likewise, you can change color profiles too. You will notice that the footages are already color processed even in the standard mode, which leaves you out of the hassle to go around color correcting, which is great for me since I am not a pro when it comes to these things. If you are someone who likes even more punchy colors, the vivid color profile will suit you best. There's also log mode for the professionals out there who like to play around with colors. Moving on, as you can see, the footage from both of them is fairly stabilized even at 4K 60 FPS. The 1-inch mod lets you bump up to 5.3K as well. In terms of the core video quality, I like the one from the 1-inch sensor as they have slightly better sharpness and color reproduction. You will notice the 1-inch mod having better colors as well, especially when you're shooting yourself. Similarly, during nighttime, as I said earlier, the 1-inch sensor is able to process light slightly better than the 4K mod. I even had the chance to compare this one against the GoPro Hero 9, which I borrowed from a friend for a couple of days. In terms of sharpness, both these cameras are roughly similar, but the nature of the video is entirely different, and you will find better and effective stabilization on the GoPro Hero 9. The Insta360 One R, however, processes colors and shadow details better, while the footage from the GoPro Hero 9 has more contrast. Okay, keeping the action cameras aside, let's talk about the more fun 360-degree camera here. I've had a lot of fun shooting with this one in particular. Not to forget how it dramatizes your videos and gives it a totally different perspective. This one, unlike the other two, can go up to 5.7K at 30 FPS, and I loved shooting with it. And the most fun part is that you don't have to worry about how you are going to edit the footage because it can easily be done with the OneR app. Insta360 has especially designed a lot of effects that you can put into the 360-degree videos that you shoot. For instance, this footage was edited entirely on the OneR app. All you need to do is follow what the tutorial says and use the effects and music from the short lab option here, and you can create such cool videos. Here's another one of my favorite effects. It's called Clone Trial. All I did was set the camera on a monopod, walked in a straight line, and used the Clone Trial effect here and created this awesome video. It's cool, right? The app itself is really interesting. It's not only with the 360 camera that you can make such videos, but you can do that even with the action cameras. The app even provides you with some music options, so you can choose which music suits your video best without having to go through searching for music online. These cameras are the best thing if you are fond of uploading creative stuff on YouTube or TikTok. You can be creative while shooting, and you can further level up your content by using the app itself. These cameras themselves let you be adventurous. After all, the 1-inch and 4K mod are action cameras. You can mount them on your helmet, for which you'll need to purchase a separate accessory, and make motovlogging videos if you like. With the 360-degree camera, you can shoot what's happening at the back and front simultaneously, so it just leaves room for a lot of things. Having said that, if you plan on using the 360 camera for professional purposes, I have to tell you that the stitching in videos is not perfect. If you look closely, you can notice a little fade in colors and details in the areas where the video is stitched. It's nothing major, but I just thought that you should know that. These cameras have an inbuilt microphone in them, but their quality, I would say, is just average. The company's product page says that you can only use AirPods to record audio from these cameras, but I tried it out with my Oppo Enco W51 and turns out it worked. And then I got a little excited and tried it out with all the other wireless earbuds that I had with me, and guess what? It worked with all of them, so that was kind of an interesting revelation for me. But if you want to add a more professional audio system here, you will have to purchase an additional case apart from the one that already comes inside the box to be able to mount an external audio device. But on a serious note, I noticed that the Insta360 One R app works flawlessly on iOS, while most of the time I face connectivity problems on Android phones. Not just that, the app would crash many times on my OnePlus 8T, while it has never happened on the iPhone 12. So it is safe to assume that it is better optimized on iOS than Android. No wonder the company exclusively mentions AirPod support only. But if you would like to use your PC for editing videos, then the company lets you do that too with the Insta360 Studio app. It does not quite have all the features of the mobile app, but it's a lot easier editing on a PC rather than on your phone. Sadly, you don't get the desktop version of the mobile app, which would have been a lot more useful if you ask me. On a different note, the only thing I felt was a hassle about these cameras is that every time I wanted to change the lens, I had to dismantle everything and stitch it back together. Actually, it's ironic because modularity was supposed to be one of its strongest suits, while for me it wasn't very helpful most of the time, especially when I was shooting outdoors. Also, I wished for the 4K mod to have some sort of protection because apparently it does not have any. On the other hand, the 360 mod has this rubber cover, whereas the 1-inch mod has this lens protector. And something that could be better in the next generation Insta360 cameras is the quality of this display here. Not only it is small, but it's not the most responsive of screens and its quality is extremely subpar. In comparison, the GoPro Hero 9 has a bigger and objectively better screen, so maybe the company can consider this in the next iteration of these cameras. Okay, about the battery life on these things, it's not wow, to be honest. While shooting in 4K, you can get about an hour and a half of recording time, which is not very impressive if you travel a lot. But if you are a casual user, it might suffice, I guess. However, you can buy a bigger battery pack that has better endurance, so it's totally up to you. But again, it really depends on your usage, so I can't be a judge of that. Yet, charging the Insta360 One R is quite fast and gets to 100% in slightly more than an hour. Well, I have to say that I've had a lot of fun using the Insta360 OneR Action and 360 cameras, but are they worth it? Well, for starters, the twin edition cameras comes for a roughly same price as the GoPro Hero 9, wherein you get the benefit of using two lenses rather than just the action camera, so that way the twin edition is a better value. But then again, if you are looking for a core action camera and 360-degree videos are not really a thing, then the GoPro Hero 9 would be a better fit for you considering its superior stabilization and a lower price as compared to the 1-inch Insta360 One R or even the twin edition. But that in no way means that these cameras are not worth it. These cameras can be a good choice for beginner vloggers, cinematographers, or just enthusiasts in general. So that was all for our review of the Insta360 One R Action and 360-degree cameras. Do let me know in the comments below if you would like to know how I edited those videos. I will make sure to make a video about it and upload it. Till then, I'm Pratima and thank you so much for watching.